Yeah, you should be, but I need to make sure I'm at this.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Women Talk Construction. It's Christy.
And Angela.
Thanks for joining us for another In the News segment where we talk about what's shaping the future of our industry. Today, we're diving into one of our favorite topics, it's safety and culture. It's one of the most important topics that we can be talking about as well.
Yes, that's right. In 2026, which is this year, construction safety isn't just about checking boxes or passing inspection. It's about building a true culture of care and accountability. Right, Christy?
Yes.
One that integrates into every part of a company from leadership to the field.
So let's start now with how companies are establishing a safety culture from the ground up. Years ago, when I'd go to a job trailer, there were binders and binders of papers that were full of rules and toolbox talks. And once a week, they would all get together and they would go through these talks and they would sign off on them. And that's how safety meetings were conducted.
Mm.
Today, it's just a little bit different. Leading firms like Brassfield and Gorey and Holder Construction and DPR Construction, they're providing safety as a living and breathing part of their operation.
Yeah, that's exactly true, and you and I see it just with those organizations or those companies locally,
Mhm.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
we're visiting their job sites and seeing them in action. The best programs today focus on learning that's clear, simple, and continuous. It's always communication, right? They're using short safety huddles, bite-size updates, and visual reminders to keep things top of mind.
And that's definitely needed because let's be honest, the dumping too much in the brain, the information on someone at one time is completely overwhelming. They usually only remember 3 points of what you've said during an entire meeting. There are statistics around that. So these micro learning segments and approaches are actually helping workers retain safety lessons and apply them in real time.
Mm. And that culture of learning isn't just for the field teams, right? I mean, it's for everyone, from
Hmm.
executives to project accountants. It's part of the safety conversation. Companies like Skanska and Clark Construction are leading by example, requiring all employees, including office staff, to complete a safety refresher course. And you and I knew that from Skanska in our conversation
Hmm.
with them, right?
Yes, I love what they've got in their hard hat too. It's
Oh
super cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love that. It removes the idea that it's somebody else's job, that safety is someone else's job. It becomes a part of everyone on the team and their culture, which becomes part of the DNA of the group.
Yeah, that's for sure. The DNA, it really matters. So now let's talk a little bit about new hire culture. And that's the younger generation or anyone coming in that maybe they don't understand what construction is yet or haven't been fully, immersed in it. So, one of my favorite things is mentorship and allyship, and I know it's yours too. So when seasoned workers lead by example, it shapes how new hires approach safety from day one. And we talk about that a lot because just watching someone in mentorship and allyship can even be just lead by example, right?
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. An example means a lot to me. I
Hmm.
don't know about every leader, but that's probably one of the things that keeps me motivated to continue to be the right example for folks that are around me. Take McCarthy Building Companies, for example. They have a great system where their new hires wear red reflective tape on their helmets. How cool is that? It lets
Wow.
experienced team members know and spot them easily and then check in to see how they're doing.
That's such a simple idea that,
Mhm.
builds connection and confidence, right? Experienced folks get to step up as mentors, and new talent feels supported. That's what we need. We need all new
Yep.
talent to feel supported because that's when we retain them. Um,
Mhm.
that's what authentic culture looks like.
So we've also seen, I know you remember this, Angela, Turner
Mm.
Construction and the Beck Group, they expand their peer-to-peer mentoring programs, pairing new apprenticeships with veteran craft professionals who both model skill and safety mindsets.
Yeah, and that works, right? I mean,
Mhm.
it is working. They're keeping people, they're retaining them, they're building their workforce. We're hearing from workforce programs across the Carolinas, primarily, through ABC Carolinas and other
Mhm.
programs. And even Women Talk Construction members are reaching out and saying how mentorship and allyship not only improve safety, but also retention. When people feel cared for, they stay.
Yeah, they do. Let's switch gears just a little bit and talk about some PPE. And I don't know that we can call this a PPE culture, but PPE really does matter, and the right fitting PPE matters as well. One of the most visible parts of safety, obviously, is PPE, and it's the gear. And it's come a long way since the days of
Mm.
heavy and uncomfortable vests and hard hats. I still don't feel comfortable in my hard hat. But they're getting better, right? Like I have a little head, like I have to buy
Yeah.
kids' hats. So me putting on a hard hat always is uncomfortable for me. It feels heavy and it feels like it just doesn't fit well. So,
So we must
I
have
think
the same shape head because you borrow my hard hat,
I
so
do,
we
and
both
it
have
does
small
wear it.
heads.
Yes. That's what our audience really needed to know. We have
Uh,
small heads.
yeah,
Big
we have
brains, though. No, I'm kidding. Just in case.
But yeah, right. I mean, it matters. It's our work gear too, right? And
Mhm.
now we have companies that are actually owned by females that are creating workwear and
Right.
PPE wear for us to wear, and some of them are like dovetail workwear, cover gals, which we have these cool shirts that I wear
Yes.
mine a lot.
I love mine.
Yeah, I know Juno Jones, Dawson Workwear, and Safety Girl. They're all designers of workwear, that properly fit women. And then
Mhm.
there's others doing it too, like within the PPE world, like Safeways. And those are, they're creating that special female harness. And then our high vis vests that we have worn on job sites
Yeah.
where our women may, or they're made for women. And then, of course, numerous others. And then, of course, the hard hat, the helmets that we wear as well. Now, those are both female and male, but
Mhm.
still, they're looking after our safety. And they're comfortable, they're breathable, they're built for real world use for females. And I mean, I think there are even some workwear out there for women that are pregnant on a job
Mhm.
site as well,
Yeah.
which is really cool because we are all shapes and sizes.
Right.
Um, when equipment fits well, people actually want to wear it. And that's the most
Absolutely.
important part.
It is. It's funny, we talk to women in the field, but you know what I wanna mention? We've talked to men in the field too
Mm,
that have been really, really happy that PPE has come such a long way. It is not
yes.
just about the women. The men also had trouble with it being too heavy, not fitting
Mhm,
properly. They can't do their jobs if their equipment and their PPE workwear does not fit properly. It's the men and the women. Yeah, women have been struggling for a while and now we have some options, but men have also been very thankful for the changes that have been made in
mhm.
PPE over the years. I'm gonna throw that in there.
No, it's
Um,
true.
but now we've got brands like Helly Hansen Workwear and True Work and even Carhartt. I love Carhartt's uh, products. And sometimes I even buy the men cuts because I
Yeah.
like the way they fit me better. But I just love that we have so many options. And they're all listening. Like all these brands are listening and they're creating options for all body types and working conditions.
Yes, I love it that they're listening, and, of course, we can't forget heat safety.
Mhm.
I know that we're in the middle of winter time right now, but heat in the South is not heat
It's
anywhere
no
nowadays.
joke.
It's not no joke, especially for our people out in the field. So, with rising temperatures, and they are rising, job site safety now includes managing heat illness prevention.
Yeah, we're seeing more companies installing shaded rest zones, hydration stations, and even wearing even using wearable tech that tracks heat stress, which is very cool. Gilbane
Mm.
Building Company, for instance, has piloted smart helmets and can monitor the temperature exposure. One of the things I want to mention here is ABC Carolinas was, I was contacted recently from the state of North Carolina, a group that is getting together to help combat the heat exposure for people.
Wow.
Yeah, for the state. So we'll be meeting a couple of times a year, and we're going to try to work through that together, how we can make things easier on folks. So I love that our states and our federal government are really looking into this, this challenging situation being so hot, and people are
Oh,
probably
yeah.
passing out. I know I've seen it a few times in my time in the
Yeah.
field. People will pass out from the heat, and that was back when it wasn't as hot as it is today.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so everyone check with your state and see if they're doing the same thing that North Carolina is for sure. Plus the Department of Labor is working towards a nationwide heat illness prevention standard. So,
Yes.
hey, that's great. But what I love is that many contractors aren't waiting for mandates, right?
Mhm.
They're just going ahead and doing it and making these initiatives happen like the one you just mentioned. So, good for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have a guest expert on today that
Mhm.
knows a lot more about safety and culture than we do. And speaking of being ahead of it, we wanted to bring in Kate Beatty. She's the expert voice on what it takes to live a safety culture. She's absolutely amazing. We're so excited to share her special recorded message from our friend Kate Beatty, owner of Safety Consultants USA. Kate's firm works with contractors and owners nationwide. She also does that with ABC to
Mhm.
elevate safety programs, and it helps company move from compliance to commitment.
Yeah, and she was actually on one of our, webinars one time, so we're very familiar with Kate, and she's great. She's going to share what she's seen across the country, real examples of how forward-thinking firms and hers are turning safety into competitive advantage, right? And
Yes.
people first value. So, welcome, Kate. Kate, thank you so much for sharing your insights. We love how you connect the dots between safety, leadership, and culture. It is truly inspiring.
Absolutely. The reminder that everyone has a role to play, from apprentices to executive, is powerful.
And the next topic is
Contractor culture.
yes.
Sorry,
Yeah.
lost my place there. Anyway, let's start here. Another big trend we're seeing is investment in dedicated safety leadership.
Oops. Well, I'll start again. So here, make
Yeah.
one edit. Okay. Absolutely. In Northern California, McCarthy continues to grow its safety team. Everything from project level coordinators to regional safety directors. That's the one thing, Christy, I've been seeing on LinkedIn a lot
Mhm.
is all of these safety folks on LinkedIn, and they're getting involved now and they're sharing their stories, and we need to
Yeah,
hear them. Yeah.
absolutely.
So,
Here in the Southeast, firms like Holder, J.E. Dunn, and Blythe Construction are adding more safety managers on every site project. And I've always been super impressed with J.E. Dunn's
mhm.
safety and their culture there when it comes to safety.
Yeah, there's certainly and see, that's also this is another role that, the youth can understand. You could get into safety, move into
Mhm.
that role
Yeah,
too. So there's
yeah.
so many
So many
options,
options.
right? So the
Yes.
shift shows that safety isn't just a role, it's a profession. And that's what we want everyone to know. It's proactive, not reactive. Safety starts in pre construction and continues through daily operations and extends into how the building is handed off at the project completion. So
So
it's
we're seeing pre-construction teams integrating safety into their pre-planning meetings, which is great, and their planning
mhm.
meetings as well, before a shovel even hits the ground, and that is something that we didn't see 10 years ago. And that's how companies are reducing their risks and setting expectations early.
That's so important, because it should be set early in the stages.
Mhm.
It's not just about compliance anymore. It's about caring for people, right?
Yeah.
Firms that invest in safety teams are seeing stronger morale, fewer incidents, and more loyal employees.
So the bigger picture is when we talk about safety, it's easy to think about checklists and hard hats and safety vests, but reality, it is about culture, just the
Mhm,
mindset that we have every single day. It's about the communication that we have about it. It's
mhm,
about mentorship and those mentors, just emphasizing how important it is in the field. It's about allyship, leadership, and innovation.
mhm. Yes, safety is everyone's responsibility, not just the safety managers. And it's everyone's opportunity to lead.
And you know that it's really exciting. I love technology. It's really
Mm,
exciting to see how technology and training, and collaboration are driving us forward. Companies are
mhm.
providing that safety isn't a cost, it's an investment.
I love that. It's an investment. Yes. We've seen that firsthand through organizations like ABC Carolinas and Safety Consultants USA, which we had Kate on, and even Women Talk Construction, where safety conversations are no longer um, siloed. Where safety conversations are no longer siloed. They're part of the workforce development, leadership, and retention strategies.
That's right. When people feel safe, physically and psychologically, they stay and they grow and they
Mhm.
build better. And they bring their friends to work in construction.
Yes, it's so important, right, to,
Yes.
bring others along with you. So to everyone listening, whether you're in the field, in the trailer, or the boardroom, remember, you are part of your company's safety culture. Your actions, your voice, and your care all matter.
And if you're with a company that's doing something great and innovative around safety, let us know. We would love to feature you in a future in the news segment.
You can connect with us on LinkedIn or YouTube at womentalkconstruction.com.
Thanks for tuning in. And as always, stay
Stay
safe,
safe, stay
stay
inspired,
inspired, and keep
and keep
building what
building what
matters.
matters.